Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about major bar chords from the A string and the best way to play them. I can think of 4 different ways that I've seen people playing. We'll go through the pros and cons of each method and you can decide which way is going to be the best for you. The first method is the simplest. Say we're going from the C, the 3rd fret along, is to use the 3rd finger. You'll see rock guys do this a lot. It's nice and simple. Pretty easy to play. The trouble is if you accidentally go down to the high E string when you're strumming, then you're going to be hitting a 6th chord, not a major triad, which is what we intend to play. And the other disadvantage with this is if you want to change to a different chord, say a major 7, it's a bit of a mission to change your fingering around to get all those fingers in place. A variation on this, the second method, is using the pinky. So if you've got particularly small hands for the size of your guitar, say you're a small child for example, it's the same basically, we're just using the pinky instead of the 3rd finger. The advantage probably of this method is if you're quickly changing, then it is easy to move those, just lock that shape in and move that hand around. That's it for the first 2 methods. Let's go on to the third. Okay, the third way that I see people playing this chord is the hardest, and it's based on the, say, an A major chord. We use those 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers and slide that up. So now we're doing a C major, D major, C major. So the advantage of this chord is that it's every note you hit, including that high E string, is part of that chord. So you've got the C, E and the G. In order you've got C, G, C, E, G again. So if you've got I've got quite a small guitar here, so it's a little bit easier. If you've got a big guitar with a longer fretboard, it can be pretty hard to stretch your hand to hit that chord. One way of doing it is to miss out the root note on the low A string. Which is a nice chord, not too difficult. However, that doesn't have the A string root, does it? So it shouldn't belong on the video. The other disadvantage is it's good if you're like Spock and you can bend your, change your fingers like that. But if you're in the middle of a fast chord sequence and you suddenly have to do this, it's quite a difficult chord to get to. So that's the third method. Now we're going to come to the fourth method, which is the one that I use the most and the one that I think is the best. The fourth method would be to hold the C and the G on the 3rd and 5th frets of the A and D string, and then flatten the pinky. Now this is the way that I would normally play a bar chord from the A string, a major. The advantage of this is that you can quickly go to different chords. The disadvantage is a little bit tricky to get that finger and this pinky to bar down over two strings. The other disadvantage is the same as the first 2 methods. It's pretty much impossible to get the E string. Oh, I've done it now. Ish. It's hard to get the E string to ring out on that note while also barring that one. So normally what I would do is just play the middle 4 strings. And I normally just kind of have the pinky going over the high E string a little bit to mute it. So you can play 4 strings. If you do hit the E string, it's not going to sound out. so it's safe to do. The second finger's not being used at all. Not giving you the rude finger. Just don't know where to put it now. Yeah, so that's the fourth way of doing it. That's my personal favourite. So those are the four ways of playing the major bar chords from the A string. Let me know that if you played a different way, or if you've seen people play it a different way, what your opinions are, which way you find is best. Thanks for watching. It's been short and sweet. Don't forget to subscribe and like and ring the bell, and I'll see you on the next video.